Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels suffered a non-throwing arm elbow dislocation tonight on Sunday Night Football against the Seahawks. Let's break this down. We're going to see Jayden get spun around as he's being tackled. He plants that hand, classic foosh, or fall on an outstretched hand, with the elbow locked out in extension. All that force when the hand strikes the ground shoots up into the arm. The hand and forearm stop cold while the rest of his body keeps twisting and falling forward. That drives a massive axial load through the joint, adds a valgus torque that rips open the outer ligaments, and the outward twist or supination forces the ulna to pivot backwards. This causes a posterior lateral dislocation where the forearm pops out and lodges behind the humerus. That abnormal contour at his left elbow is a giveaway. In a normal flex position, the olecranon lines up smoothly with the humerus. Here, that posterior bump is because the ulna and radius shifted backwards relative to the humerus. This type, posterior lateral, is the most common elbow dislocation, making up about 80% of cases. The elbow has three bones, the humerus of the upper arm and radius and ulna of the forearm. Dislocation happens through a predictable pattern of ligament failure. On the lateral side, the lateral ulnar collateral ligament almost always tears first. The capsule and annular ligament are usually disrupted next, and then on the medial side near the funny bone, the UCL, aka the Tommy John ligament, may partially or fully tear in severe cases. About half of these dislocations are purely ligament injuries, and they're called simple dislocations. The other 40 to 50% come with fractures and are called complex dislocations, usually a radial head fracture or a coronoid tip fracture from the ulna pivoting backwards. In higher energy plays, you'll see the terrible triad where you get a dislocation with both radial head and coronoid fractures. First move on the field is to check the circulation and nerves at the hand, then to perform a gentle reduction using traction and counter traction. Once the elbows pop back in place, it's immobilized around 90 degrees flexion with the forearm pronated. The good news here is this is his non-throwing arms, so he won't require Tommy John surgery. A simple dislocation with no fracture costs on average about 4 to 6 weeks, similar to what we saw with Khalil Mack earlier this year with a return in a brace. A complex dislocation with a fracture sometimes requires surgery. That can extend recovery up to 6 to 8 weeks, if not longer, but that's still not necessarily season ending. Wishing Jayden a safe and speedy recovery.